Big hello to you, my Minecraft friend. RadioMan03 here. Let's play some Minecraft on the Xbox 360. We are on episode 50. Episode 50. And it seems tradition that I've noticed when I watch Let's Plays that on episode 50, you've got to do a world tour. So that's what we're doing. We're kind of starting out right where this whole thing began. It's not exactly spawn, but this is exactly where we began our first adventure that we thought ended quite abruptly, and it just snowballed into an amazing chain of events down here. So this is the GE71 World Tour, episode 50. And it is so good to have you along. And those of you who've watched the videos, this gives us an opportunity to go back in time a little bit and look at what we've accomplished and built and remind ourselves of things we decided that we were going to do back when we were building, constructing, and mining and everything else we did with the GE71 so far up until episode 50. And boy, have we ever found a ton of things to do in this world. We've come so far in just 50 episodes. It's spectacular. So without further ado, let us begin this GE71 World Tour. This, of course, is John Cole, and he comes into play a little bit later, and we'll come back to John Cole in a little while. But if, looking back at the videos, we basically were in a spot right here. This was all beautiful green grass. There was a big hole in the ground right here, and it had tree coming out of it. And I said, this is where our first adventure is going to be, and that was going to be, this is towards the end of episode 3 and into episode 4. So we started tunneling down, and this hole went down here about this far, this cave entrance, and it ended right about here. This was it. And then I decided, you know what? Episodes 4 and 5, let's tunnel down. Let's go down to level 12 and see what we find as we go down to level 12. And I thought, you know what, that's okay. That cave hole didn't produce anything exciting. We'll just turn it into our strip mine, was pretty much the idea there. Now this whole passageway right here, we did later on, but it did turn out quite marvelous. And this is one of my deaths. Back on episode 5, and Enderman got me right here. But anyways, we worked on this tunnel during some of the episodes, and this is, of course, leading to our mine shaft. Those of you who've been watching, I'll go to our mine shaft, and we'll get back to the we'll get to the AZ Walking Man mine here in just a little bit. But when we tunneled down, there was just I basically dug a hole out to, well, it was right about to here, and then the other direction just a little ways, and this is going to be just a makeshift furnace room. That's all it was going to be. And then we're going to do some strip mining off in different directions. Well, then off camera after that episode, it was by the end of episode 5 and into 6, I had discovered that if I went this way, I ran into marvelous things for the GE71. If I went this way, I ran into marvelous things for the GE71. There was just no direction I could travel. And when I brought you back to episode 6, I had announced that we had found the stronghold, which I thought was absolutely amazing. So quickly in the game, episode 6, we have our stronghold. And so that's what we did. We took off down our stronghold, and that became our newest adventure. We had just a meager supply of things here, and we took off and went for a big walk. During these episodes, I went ahead and hollowed out this big cavern, this ravine here. I just hollowed it out, and the stronghold was just 2 blocks in a wall. And what we did was we took and spent, we spent an entire weekend actually hollowing out this huge cavernous room right here. And this became our mining room. And I really thought it was awesome that what we did was we took the stronghold and made it look like an archaeological dig here. And we dug it straight back and way back in there and exposed quite a bit of the building. And as I've mentioned to you guys before, I'm considering doing a little more of that right down in here, taking this and going back even further and hollowing this out just to see, I don't know, just to make it look even more awesome down here. So then in episode 6 and 7, we spent both of those episodes just exploring the stronghold. And that was a lot of fun. This building was really cool. It was extremely a very large stronghold, lots of jail cells and stuff. But there's one thing we've never found in this stronghold, and that is the room that has the mob spawn trap in the middle of it with the second floor with the chests in it. We've never found one of those rooms in this stronghold. So if it exists, I've not located it yet. And to be honest, I really haven't explored much more either. We did in one episode. We ended it right here, if you remember. If you look back, we were in one episode, we ended right here, and then we started right back up here, and a creeper exploded right here in our face and took these blocks out right here. Ah, good times with the creepers. Here was our library. We found our library. It was spectacular. We had to replace, quite a bit of the floor and stuff, but looks like we could actually use a little repair right here. Huh. Must have had a creeper blow up there or something, huh? Anyways, so as we continued in our episodes and our exploration of the stronghold, we of course, wow, would you look at that? Look at the size of that slime. Unbelievable. Awesome, huh? Free slime, I'll take them. We got more projects coming along, guys. We're gonna need that, so I'll take them. Why do I keep going into that view? Hey, this is like a little bonus here, huh? While we're doing the world tour, get a little slime. You know what? I don't know that I've ever really killed a large slime on camera yet. I think that's the largest slime I've ever killed with you guys watching. What a momentous occasion, huh? Just so sentimental. All right, let's get back to where we were and continue with this world tour. All right. Sword in hand. Thank you very much, slime. Look at that. 9 slimes out of that big guy. So, during all this process that we were doing with the exploration of the stronghold and things like that, we also were exploring this ravine. And you guys have never actually been through this ravine. It's pretty awesome, and it's pretty well lit up. As you can tell, we've got slime spawning, so the mobs don't spawn in here. But something that I wanted to make sure I mentioned on this world tour, because as I mentioned, we're going to look at things that we've done already and remember what we said we were going to do and make sure we do those. Ooh, I missed a little bit down there. That's okay. And then also talk about what we had plans to do that we haven't done. This also shows some of the focus as to where we're at and where we're going. I believe that this ravine breaks into another ravine, our main ravine where the mining facility is. I think this breaks into it, and we might be able to run the rail through there that takes us to the end portal. We found the end portal in episode 8. And anybody who knows anything about end portals, we had the silverfish in here, and what a pain that was. The silverfish just about killed me in here. Sometimes we have slimes right up there too. So basically I decided right there on the spot, I am not going to keep the silverfish spawner box. I broke it right away because they caused so much damage in here. And if you remember, they had me almost killed down here, just about killed. And it was a pretty hairy situation, so we've got a bunch of patches in here. But this brings me to something else as we continue this Let's Play on the GE71. This is something we're going to want to get fixed up. We wanted to make it look, I wanted to put it back the way it was, just how it looks, but there are still silverfish in these blocks in here, so we have to go around basically and break all of these blocks and find out which ones are silverfish and which ones are not. Okay, well, after episode 8, we did not go in the end portal right away. We did not do that. But I'm going to go ahead and jump in here and do this. We actually went after the Ender Dragon in episode 34, which was quite a ways down the road. And we can talk a little bit about that as we go in the end. We need to pick up some Ender Balls. I don't have any back at the GE, so I thought we'd do that while we were here. We built this rail out to the end farm. We do have an end farm, of course. We're going to be a little out of sync here, guys, but that's because we're here at the stronghold. There's no point in running all the way back out of here and then back in later for the episode that we actually did this on. I'll make sure we send our cart back. So we did the end portal. We battled the end dragon in episode 34. It took forever, but we were triumphant in killing the end dragon. And then we came back and we built this very simple Enderman Farm. Let's just grab a couple stacks of these. And this didn't come, this came right around episode 34 to episode 36 is where we were working on this and trying to kind of figure out how the Endermen work and how it kind of played out. And we had built this quick, cheap, and easy poor man's Enderman Farm and found out it's pretty easy to get some good XP and Ender Balls. So with that said, as we get back out here, there's something else I really wanted to talk to you guys about, everybody who's watching right now. One of the things I talked about before was that I didn't really care for how these stairs come up so close to this location. I don't like that. So what I think I want to do is I want to run the stairs up, and I want to turn, and I do want to build sort of a, um, I don't know, some kind of an interesting way to get from here to inside there to where we don't have Enderman bothering us. So this is going to be a project also as we continue this Let's Plays to spend some time here in the end, have a good time in it, and put our lives in danger with one of the worst mobs in the game, most dangerous ones, and just figure out how we want to do this a little bit better up here. This just doesn't look complete to me. Doesn't look complete to me. So that was our end for Enderman Farm. We have, of course, our different levels. We've got the water on the top above the half slab so they can't land up there, and we stand up on that ledge and stare at them, and we drop all the way down at the bottom, and we kill them for their ender balls. But that's our Enderman Farm. Yeah, and that was back in episodes 34 to 36. We really worked on that. Oh, good, it spawned me in the bedroom this time. Remember last time it did not do that. All right, you know what? It's nighttime. Let's take a little sleep real fast. And then we're gonna go back in time, back in time, back in time. You know, my first video, I put my first video up in February of 2013, and this was just kind of an idea I had to I felt like doing a Let's Play, and so far it's worked out so well, and you guys have been really supportive, and I think it's extremely cool that I've got some folks watching the video, so thank you very much. Hope you're liking the world tour so far. I hope I'm not missing anything either, because we've talked about doing so many different things as we've made our way through the GE71. Those of you who are new, GE stands for Genetic Earth, and this just happens to be the 71st planet that we have settled, and it's our job to get this thing settled. Yeah, got to get it and settled. Settled. And settled. I'm thinking Enchantment Room. This was our first structure that we built, was the Enchantment Room right here. It was the very first thing we did. Boy, was I rough. I looked back and looked at the video just to kind of see how this build went, and when I finished this on camera, when we came back the next episode, it looked a little bit different, but I was extremely nervous on that first build video. I remember that. But we have a nice little enchantment room that blends in with the stronghold, and I thought that was kind of a neat thing to do down here. And it was just recently that I put the carpet in and a workbench just to finish out the room a little bit. But there's really nothing too fancy about it, really. It just kind of hangs out over here at the lava. That's the wall right over there I want to continue digging through around the stronghold. I think that might be kind of a cool idea, just to backtrack in Let's Play here today. So we did the enchantment room. That was episode 11, and it was after chapter 11, episode 11, that we wound up getting well, actually just before that, because I think we had the enchantment room kind of sort of hodgepodge set up, because we must have, because in episode 9, my most watched video, I had a Fortune 2 pick, and we were digging diamonds out of here. Alright, so after the enchantment room was built, we decided to go ahead and make it so we can enchant things as much as possible, because, well, it's fun for one thing, and it makes everything that you own much better. All of our tools are enchanted, just about all the time. Just about all the time. So what we did was we had found a skeleton spawner, and this was our very first spawner build. And this was our room, and what we did was I decided it would be kind of cool to have an observation room. And we also decided at that time that we wanted the redstone to show, so that it glowed when it came in the room, and it just gave it that industrial space look, right? Remember that? We were talking about how that was. And then we put the chest in the floor, which I thought was a really cool idea, to have the floor just kind of smooth out right over it. And we've got our beautiful viewing area for our skeleton spawner. And yeah, if you guys haven't watched some of these videos, you want to go back and take a look at them. I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too, putting these together. But this turned into our arrow and bone farm, of course, with the skeleton spawner. I'm going to grab a quick drink here. I'll let you gaze in there. And I love the void fog in there. I love how open it looks. You can really see them coming at you. It's a really nice room. And this is just your basic spawner with the water. But then they flow down here and get burnt up in the lava blade, which is pretty cool. Very cool. So yeah, we can just stand down here and pick up our goodies all day long, and it's a good thing. And then we added a second little viewing area right here that we can hop up on and watch them. So the hallway wasn't necessary, but it worked out. It worked out very well. Actually, I think the hallway was where we started this build to kind of build the tunnel for the skeletons to come down to the lava blade. But that was our first spawner that we built. And the doors, you guys will remember, those of you who have been all along or just recently watching, we just recently did the glass sliding doors. And we decided to leave the pistons out because they give it that functional space, for me anyways, my imagination, a functional space age sort of a sliding door. It just works. Very industrial. Here's our zombie spawner. It's not quite perfect yet. It really isn't. I've actually discovered that I'm missing a block down in this corner down here. Right there, they get stuck in that corner, but that's okay. When one gets stuck, the rest of them bounce off of them, and then they go straight down. But here's another one where we decided that instead of just making a tube that they go into and we kill them, we really went all out with some awesome lighting, some staircases, and we brought them down to bedrock, which I thought turned out to be a really cool thing down here with the darkness. And it just really gives it a horrible, evil look to it down here. But we've got our crusher that we installed, so we can crush these guys a little bit. And then, of course, just take them out. And this became our XP farm. This is our second spawner that we had, and we set it up for that purpose, and that purpose alone was to just give us XP. And it has been actually very handy. I picked up that zombie meat again, didn't I? Gotta throw harder. There we go. And so, yeah, it became great because we could get XP when we needed to, just a few extra here and there to enchant stuff. We could do that. So that turned out great. And of course, while we were building these spawners, we built this really awesome sort of lava tube tunnel right here. And I think this area turned out really well. I actually think that when we got to this point here, I was starting to feel a little more comfortable about recording. And so that was episodes 12 and 13. On episode 14, I couldn't stand it anymore. I had to go. I had to get there. I had to go to the Nether. So we started work on the portal room. And this is a little something I just recently added to this, guys. And you'll see these all over the GE every now and again. I'll try to remember to start pointing them out. But I did a bunch of item frames all over the GE. Just to, I think it adds so much life to my world when I add pictures and stuff as we're running around and you see them. I think that's really cool. That, I don't know, I can't remember what episode. It was one of the episodes we were building, and we built this thing right here, this giant light. I can't remember what episode it was, but I had a good time. That one just, that one literally jumped right out of my imagination right there. But doesn't it look cool with a little bit of void fog over there? I just love how this world is turning out. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. And you know what makes it really great is that you guys are watching it and you're joining right in with me. And that really makes it a lot more fun. I think this is turning out to be a really an awesome build. I think it really is turning out great. So anyways, let's get back to where we were. Episode 14. We're not even halfway through our episodes yet. I'm rambling on. We decided to go to the Nether. The Nether. And to our surprise, we landed right in the stronghold. And, you can't ask for anything better than that. But I'll tell you what. I was a little disappointed that we didn't land somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, so I would have to build my nether tunnel with my nether rail. I really wanted to do that. However, we did talk about, there is episodes 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there, we actually found a really neat area of the Nether that had sort of imagine with me, it had a great big canyon view, and then it had this weird outcropping of netherrack sticking out. And I thought it would really be cool to possibly build some kind of a fort inside of that. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, we came to our nether and we found we've got a blaze spawner, of course, right here. And this is really what I've been doing lately, guys. We want to turn this into a blaze farm. We need to do that. I don't know if I want to be messing with blaze right now. I don't exactly have any armor on. But But what we've been doing is I've been coming down here, I break out this block, I have a fire resistance potion, and I just let these guys build up here. I just kind of kill them, and that's what I've been doing for it. But we do want to turn this into a poor man's blaze farm, and we'll do that. We're going to do that most definitely very soon in the Let's Play. So let's not spend too much more time in the Nether, because we are going to be coming in here and getting this stuff down. If I can't build that tunnel, then we have to do something in there to I don't know, to just make it feel more like it's a place we've conquered, which, by the way, we've not conquered that Nether. I got my butt kicked in there real hard one day. Went in there talking smack on an episode, and I came out real quick. Real quick did I come out. This room was built shortly after, I don't know, I can't remember if it was this first and then the potion room and the Nether, or if it was the other way around. But anyways, one of the subscribers, Golden Gamer, he's first subscriber actually, suggested we build a bedroom down here. So we did have a bed and stuff in here, but I want to use this. I want to go that way. I want to go that way. Anybody who knows me knows that I love to leave my lava and my water. I love how it looks. I think it makes my ravine look just, you know, it's so fun to look at the ravine. So that stuff always stays. I try to keep as much of that as possible. But we've been talking about running a rail off of here and up into this ravine to somewhere in the map over there. Don't know what's over there yet. We haven't been there. But as I was mentioning earlier in this Let's Play video, this world tour, that I think this ravine, actually, we could break in and get to the ravine that runs this direction towards the end portal. So we might be able to run a rail up this way and then turn a corner and go straight back down in the ravine that lies behind this one. I think that might be what we build a rail for, if that indeed works out. And I intend in a future video we'll do that. We'll do this together. We've explored this once. I did most of it off camera and lit it up, so we haven't had any mobs spawning in here, but I do want to go back and explore and see if we can run a rail that way. I think that would be quite awesome. So basically, as you guys remember, or if you haven't, go back and watch those videos, we spent a lot of time down here, a whole lot of time down here. And by episode 17, we were then beginning to work on the AZ Walkin' Man mine, another subscriber of mine. And EICJC, a good friend of mine, he's of course been supplying the rail for all the projects down here at the GE71. So just a few of the viewers' names included in the projects here. But we did. We got going on the AZ Walkin' Man mine, and this is our strip mine. And this is our strip mine. We have coal carts. They're currently down at the end of the rail right now so far. And we did our first, I guess, real sticky piston project in the game. I mean, we had done a few down here, but those were pretty small. But this one was our first storage room that we built, because we had our chest, if you remember, lined up all out here and just kind of a mess. Just kind of sitting out there. So by then we were starting to clean things up and get ready to go above ground. Quick drink again, quick drink again. Lots of talking this episode. I hope you guys aren't bored with this. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying it. So we built this, and then what we did was we were strip mining down this way. But we don't strip mine like most people strip mine. We strip mine in style, baby. We strip mine in style. We've got our nice rail line going down here. We've got it lined with the oak and the spruce stairs. Very nice. We've been back in here and we did some lighting up in this area. And we, of course, what was that? Did I hear something? Thought I heard a skeleton for a second. Anyways, so we continued down this way, and we've not actually continued the strip mine. We have been so fortunate with the way the episodes have been going that our materials have just been working out so well. We've done some quality caving, and that of course happens between episodes. But we haven't had to go too far down here yet. But this is where our carts are right now, and we're getting ready to expand our strip mine and begin it. Actually, I'm going to begin right here is where I'm going to go in, and we'll start our next strip mine session here. I've got a silk touch pick again, so I can do that, and we can get a bunch of smooth stone again. And then we're going to need cobblestone as well, because the cobblestone is what we're going to need in order to build our mob spawner. I want to build a mob spawn trap out of cobblestone. I really want to build something out of it. Right here is also another spot we thought about doing something, and I think I've come up with an idea for it, and I'm going to build it and just kind of surprise you guys with it, and get your feedback and see what you think about it. But I have figured out what I want to put on that wall to kind of, I don't know. It that wall screams at me. It says build something here, so I can't help myself. I've got to do it. So, after we got the AZ Walking Man of mine up and running, we struggled with these rails. We struggled and struggled and struggled with these rails. But eventually, thanks with your help and working together, we got this worked out and we can run our carts upstairs. And it was time for us to start building above ground. We had been underground for 19 episodes, and to be honest, thinking about that, that doesn't seem like a very long time. But on episode 20, Rascal and I came outside and we began to build right here. As we walked out the door, this was all grass, just a great big square, a dirt square out here. We started building the first floor of the GE71, and I think it was I don't know how many episodes it took, but from episode 20 to episode 25 we were working on this first floor, and possibly even the second floor. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to look back a little bit closer at what we were doing. But anyways, it wasn't many episodes. Every few episodes, we would do a floor, and then we'd do a little caving. We'd do a floor, we'd do a little caving, and it just depended on how much material we had and things like that. But this was one of our other big sticky piston projects with some redstone. We built this beautiful floor one storage area. If you remember the cage around the rail as it comes up from down below, this thing has changed a few times actually since the very beginning. The most recent change was taking the brick out of here and adding the nether fence, the nether brick fence, which I thought opened it up even more. But we've got this wonderful storage room down here. And furnaces galore. The furnace room was over here, which turned out really nice. Of course, we've got our workbench on the floor. We've got all our coal on this side, and this torch box I put in here just recently because, I don't know, we needed it, and it looks good there. I thought that was pretty cool. John Cole, I'm going to have to really look back and find out what episode you came in on. What episode, John Cole? I don't know. But gosh dang it, I love the fact that you're here. So this was our first floor. You guys remember we did a lot of caving and, like I said, and moved around. Then we wound up coming up onto the second floor, and I had built another cage around here. And again, I got a suggestion that said, why don't you just put glass in the floor? And it turned out awesome. We could see down into the mining room. And this is our food storage room, and we built pretty much the same exact chest room as downstairs. It seems like it would be reasonable to go be consistent with that. You know, that's what our chest rooms are going to look like. So we've got all these wonderful chests up here with food items. Let me grab just a little more bread. There we go. And oh, you'll notice here I've added some compasses in the GE for no other reason other than they look cool, I guess. You know, they look cool. Like I said, I've added item frames here, there, and everywhere. You'll notice, and this is the first one I should have pointed out to you. Right above John Cole's head here, I added a compass and a map. Pretty cool, huh? I think that turned out really neat. So I've added those throughout the GE71, just to add more, as I mentioned, more life to the world. More life to the world. Then, after during episode 25 was a thrilling episode because we found the abandoned mine shaft and we started exploring that. And the abandoned mine shaft is just phenomenal, just phenomenal. I mean, it went on forever, and I have to tell you guys something. Let's take a look at our map real quick. Right where we are, if we go to the north, up into that little foresty, swampy area up there, we will run into the entrance to the abandoned mine shaft. We're not going to run down there today because there's really no reason to go down there. We're not going to be doing anything with the abandoned mine shaft. We go in there and explore it just to pick up the goods. If we go directly to the southeast end of the map, the abandoned mine shaft is actually down there as well. And I don't know if it's the same abandoned mine shaft or if it's a different one, but if it is, it cuts all the way through this map. And I found an entrance all the way down past the sand factory in the swamp. There is an entrance to the abandoned mine shaft down there as well. So it could be that our abandoned mine shaft stretches the entire length of the map. After floor 2, of course, we came up and built floor 3, and this turned out to be the GE71 living quarters. And I kind of got the floor started, and then when you guys came back in the next video, we were working on the rooms, the individual rooms. This turned out to be head of security John Cole's room. As you guys can see, I put the same up here, a map, compass, just to give the wall a little more life to it. And we built security shutters around the GE71 third floor living quarters. I thought that I remember the first windows we built for this floor did not look good at all. I did not like them at all. And boom, this just kind of popped into my imagination, and we put up these security shutters. And so all the way around the building, we've got the redstone, which of course opens and closes these shutters and makes it so we can see inside and outside. But we left the redstone so when the shutters are closed, you can see the redstone glowing off the side of the building, which if you've been watching, I love to leave the redstone out. I think it's cool how it looks, especially on a build like this that is supposed to be spacey and just, science fiction and industrial and stuff. So this was the third floor. This was our living quarters. And this floor is more or less done. This floor is more or less done, yeah. Then the fourth floor. This one just recently started getting used, so we didn't spend a whole lot of time here. And we, of course, went to and built the fifth floor. Now this floor was shaped with a lot of help. Yeah, ICJC, you gave me some tips. My wife was looking at it, and she thought it looked really busy too. But this room was just jam-packed with glowstone. It was pretty obnoxious, to say the least. It was obnoxious. And I think this room, for the most part, is done as well. I don't see myself coming back up here and having to change too much of anything. I like the openness of it. I just like this big walkway. That's cool. We've got an interesting, nice blue carpet floor plan coming through here. The floor drops down. Of course, we've got our terminals here for observing the GE71. I came down here and I put this right here on the screen. I thought, you know what? Maybe I should take the picture frame off and use that and put a map on here. Like whoever's sitting here is actually monitoring what has been discovered on the GE71. Like we've got something out there that they can actually see the world. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I think I might do that with a couple of these others as well. Put maps in them. And then we added the dragon egg, of course. This is where we decided to build our dragon egg shrine after we beat the dragon. Yeah, it was right after that that we built floor 5. 34, 35, and 36, we worked the end dragon. We're now back at that point where we were just a little while ago in this world tour. But yeah, we did the end dragon and the end farm back on 34, 35, and 36. And after that was over, we, of course, got floor 5 going and finished. And we've been adding things ever since. I think this room, again, like I said, is done. But this is where we decided to display the egg up on floor 5. We'll have this marvelous entrance to the roof. This roof hatch is really cool. I think it's important for us to have roof access. Now up here, there is one project that still needs to be done. We need an antenna on top of this building, because in order for this building to communicate with the other buildings, they all have to have antennas. So I want to come up with some kind of an idea with an antenna here that's going to have maybe some redstone torches flashing in it, and maybe some repeaters flashing or something like that. So maybe we'll get some carts that turn a circle that power the red lights on the antenna, and we'll work it that way. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We need to do something up here. Something up on the roof. Here we are at where we decided to do the mob spawn trap. We're going to put it out there in that bay off the ocean. I'm not sure if that's exactly what's all the way out there, but I do believe that's mostly ocean out there. So our mob spawner is going to go somewhere right out in here. And we've already discussed this as well. We're going to run a pod off of here and drop down into the water and meet up with if you remember, there is a not a mine shaft, but a series of ravines underneath here that need to be lit up still. It's still very dark down there, but that's where we want to build our mob spawner. So we'll build a pod off of here to there. And that's one of the projects, a very soon to come project on the GE71. God, I'm having a great time, guys. I've really enjoyed this process, the YouTube process, and how things work, and having you guys subscribe and getting the likes and the comments and stuff. It's all been really a neat experience for me so far. I've got a great bunch of people watching my videos, and I really appreciate that. That's really cool. Of course, we can't forget this is one of the reasons why we settled here to begin with. We came rolling in out over, I think we were actually over here. We came out and it was like, oh, NPC village, ba-boom. And so this became, of course, the focus of our build. This is why we put the GE71 here, was to safeguard our village. Now, village terms, we've talked a little bit about this in some recent videos. We want to swap out some of these buildings and clean this thing up. But I think it's almost time where we can actually release the villagers out of their home. So when we look down here, we'll see villagers moving around. I really want to see them move around. Right now they're all locked up in their homes and they can't get out. And they've been like that since very early on. They've been trapped for a long time. So it'd be nice to be able to get the villagers out to be able to do, to be able to live so we can see them. I want to see them. Okay, let's see where we are. Okay, so we've been up on the roof. We have accomplished, by this time, we have accomplished the GE71. It is up and it's looking good, and we're happy with how the main structure looks. And we built our first pod on episode 39. We're getting close to 50 now, guys. We're getting close to 50. But on 39, we built our very first pod, the NPC Village pod. And I love it. I absolutely love it. There's nothing I would change about this structure. I think the way this is comes off the GE71, it looks absolutely spectacular. Just spectacular. It's exactly what I had in my head, that this large structure would feed us. I mean, we just, everywhere we're going to need to go, we'll be able to be in that structure and leave and get there without ever having to step outside. That's kind of the goal here. That is the goal of our Let's Play. So we built our first pod. And as I said, it turned out really great. It turned out really great. I love it. And we had also worked on, prior to this, I got tired of not having food. So we took our farms and we made them semi-auto. All the farms are semi-auto. Every wheat farm, every melon farm, are all semi-auto. You push a button and they harvest themselves. We're due a harvest too. We're going to have to make sure we take care of that and continue to stockpile our food supply. But that's what we did down here in the village so far. So it has been cleaned up somewhat, but there's definitely more work that needs to be done down here. This is our GE71 NPC Village pod. I really enjoyed how this build turned out. And as you guys, if you remember, we did our very first T flip-flop down here, so that when our cart goes over the pressure, the detector rail, it activates the device, which then pulls these shutters down, and then we can see out while we're down here. And then as we leave, the T flip-flop flips, and it closes them for us as we leave. And so that was our first pod. You know, that was actually a pretty quick build, this one right here. The very first pod was a quick build. It was the next one that took some planning. But before we got to the next pod, which is our, pretty much right about where we're at right now, we decided that we were going to build the wall. Oops, that was a horribly placed ender pearl. Oh, get out of there. All right, this is not much better placed. All right, now that I've got myself back in place, we built the wall around the NPC village. This took quite some time. And while we were building the wall, we were, of course, putting our marvelous snow golem guards in their little towers. And they provide security for us out here, which, again, if you guys know me, this is just another way to bring our world to life. It's always nice to utilize the tools they give us in the game. And the snow golems were definitely a great addition to bring to the wall and to bring to the GE71. They turned out pretty fabulous. So yeah, we built our giant wall that goes all the way around the NPC village with our snow golems. We won't spend too much time on this because this is pretty much where we're at right now in our current the current status of the Let's Play is right about here. Let's see if I can get us up on the walkway. Of course not. to mess up. We're still learning the Ender Pearls, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you who are new to the channel, or we're missing a snow golem. Looks like we had a death. We had a death there, and looks like we had a death there too. So we're gonna have to come back and replace a couple of those. Anyhow, let's continue on. Let's continue on. The wall and the walkway, of course. The walkway. That was the most recent project. We finished that up. We got the walkway done, and then we did the bridge. And the walkway is complete. I've not built the stairs yet on the inside. And there again, there's another project that I'm reminded of that I need to get done as soon as possible to make sure that we're keeping track of what we do, what we say we're going to do, right? If we say we're going to do it, we should do it, most definitely. And this was probably, this was one of our more recent projects as well. This is the Sand Quarry Factory Pod, and we got this working, and it turned out really awesome. We have our wonderful high-speed pod above us, and down below we have this wonderful supply rail, and this, of course, is not going to stay here. Those of you who are maybe watching this video to just kind of see what's going on with this Let's Play, the animals aren't going to go there, as we discussed in our last episode, episode 49, as we did this right here, rode this cart. We talked about putting our farm. We're going to do a farm, and we're going to focus on the livestock. And maybe while we're riding down this like this, I can give maybe a little better explanation as to what it's going to look like, what the vision I have in my head. It's going to be somewhere right down in here, in this little valley. You know what I really like? I like the fact that we can see the snow-capped pine trees right there. So I think I want to put it right into this valley here. And basically what we're going to build is several figure 8 buildings, okay? We're going to get funky with some circles and some figure 8 buildings, several of them, and I want them to house the sheep, the pigs, the cows, the chickens, and we're going to make it look very industrial to make sure the animals do not despawn, because I'm still having an issue with my livestock despawning if they're standing on grass. So I think that's what we're going to do. Right out there we'll build another pod. It will be the livestock pod, and we will build it right out there. I think that'll be awesome. Very, very cool. So I hope you guys tune back in to see that build. That'll be coming up in the near future as well, because I would really like to get the food situation under control. We've got the great farms in the NPC village. We should have some livestock farming as well. So we'll make sure we take care of that and make some really neat enclosures for the livestock. So here is our, of course, our GE71 Sand Quarry Factory, one of our most recent builds. Again, input from you guys. I see JC mostly there, just coming up with this great idea for these 2 smokestacks with the vents and all the furnaces. So this room is one of our most recent ones. Let's go ahead and send that one back. Come on, go on back. There you go. You don't want to go that way, cart. What are you doing? Where are you going? Get back there. That's kind of an irritating thing with the carts. But I will put up with that to be able to have my carts steaming around. That is very cool. So anyways, this is pretty much where we're at right now. I mean, episode 49 was the completion of this structure. This structure was the end of it. And, I can't thank you guys enough. I'm on episode 50. At the recording of this video, I've got a little over I've got 1,767 is what the counter says for views. 38 subscribers, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it, and I'm hoping you're loving it too, and I'm hoping that those of you who have bumped into this world tour and are just catching your first glimpse of the TheRADIOMAN03, you like what you see. These are my builds. This is what things look like, and this is just who I am. It's just who I am. So I hope you like what you see, and those of you who have been with me all along, I appreciate you going back and watching the old videos when you found me kind of late in the series and have gone back and watched the old videos and have shown me your support. I really appreciate it. This has been, like I said before, a lot of fun, and we're going to keep this going. And those of you who are new, once the update comes out and the jungles become available, we are going to start a second Let's Play. And I want to do a jungle sort of GE something. We'll pick another number, and that'll be our next GE, and we'll do something in the jungle. I want to be up in the canopy and use wood and stone brick and all that good stuff together and do something like that. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up the GE71 World Tour, episode 50. I'm pretty happy. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with how everything's going. And so on that note, I want to again say thank you for watching the videos. If you hit that like button, that would be great. Subscribe, comment. Sure would like to see the subscriptions go up too. That would be great. That would be great. This is the Radio Man 3. I really appreciate your time again, guys. You have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again next time.